Thank you, Chair. Afternoon, Minister.
Afternoon.
Has your department had any interaction with Operation Hawk?
Look, that might be best placed for my colleague Kevin Devlin from VEDA. VEDA, as you're probably well aware, in our construction projects, the Victorian Government doesn't contract directly, it doesn't employ people for sites, our contractors do. As a part of that work, VEDA would work in supporting our contractors on appropriate referral pathways, a part of which may well be VicPol through Operation Hawk, and on that I might pass over to Mr Devlin.
So we have had dialogue with Victoria Police in recent times about the various matters recently reported in the paper, as well as all the regulatory agencies, including the AFP, Fair Work Ombudsman, WorkSafe, and Fair Work, so that we're supporting those investigations that are ongoing.
And is there work being done to stamp out the illegal coercion and activity that has been reported on government-funded work sites?
Look, I can go to that first instance if you like. Look, we've made it really clear there is no room for criminality or corruption on government sites, indeed in any workplace around our state, but with this particular focus on government sites. This government, the Allan government, initiated the Wilson Review to look at these matters. It made a series of recommendations. We have accepted all recommendations. There's in fact a $6.1 million allocation in this budget for the implementation of those key Wilson Review recs, which go to a number of things around establishing a dedicated complaints referral body through the Workforce Inspectorate, also strengthening the Labour Hire Authority's regulatory powers. You've referenced Operation Hawk and the expanded operations there, expanded resourcing for it to do its important work. And VEDA themselves, and Kevin might like to elaborate on this, but they do a significant amount of work in making sure that contractors are supported and actively encouraged to refer to the appropriate body where there are concerns, whether that be through to VicPol or, depending on what the allegation is, it might be to the Fair Work Ombudsman or Commissioner, or to IBAC, VicPol or otherwise. And VEDA also have a dedicated sort of hotline, if you like, in order to take those, in order for people to be able to report, so they can ensure that that matters are being referred appropriately.
So it was revealed in March, as we were talking about, that MC Labor, who operated a near monopoly on staffing the Metro Tunnel site, had been complicit with the CFMEU in allowing taxpayers to be funded for ghosted shifts, that, as in shifts that were never performed. The ABC reported in March that an investigation was underway into how it occurred. So where are we at with that investigation?
Look, on the specifics of specific contractors, I might pass over to Kevin on that one. But just to reiterate, we've made it really clear that there is no place on government projects for criminal or corrupt behaviour. We have put in place and instigated a number of processes to help us with that, the Wilson Review being one, as well as obviously supporting the federal government's work to put the CFMEU into administration, and are in the process of implementing the recommendations of the Wilson Review, while also ensuring that our government agencies who interface directly with contractors are ensuring that those contractors are referring matters as they arise, that appropriate referrals are being made, and that we are actively encouraging those with concerns or with allegations to make sure they are being funnelled into the appropriate channels. That is critical to us being able to stamp out this behaviour, and it's work that we take very seriously. And on that, I might pass to Mr Devlin if you've got any specific reflections on MC.
Just to add that those matters have been investigated, and by CYP, the contractor responsible for the engagement of MC Labor, and actions taken against a small number of individuals.
So it's complete?
Sorry?
The investigation's complete?
It is.
It is complete. Will the recommendations or any findings be made public?
The investigations were that a small number of individuals attempted to do the wrong thing, claiming allowances. It wasn't ghost shifts or timesheets. It was related to inclement weather-related types of allowances. by a small number of individuals. Those matters have been dealt with at the employer level by CYP. We have also made some mandatory notifications, as we're obligated to do, to the other regulators. I can't talk to their investigations. We're not aware of those investigations, such as IBAC and others, but CYP took action and the relevant notifications were made.
So has there been any costs identified, or do we know the cost of those investigations, or how much it's going to add to the taxpayer?
No, they won't. There'll be nothing will be added to the taxpayer. That is a matter for the CYP as the company engaging those labour hire companies.
Has the department sought to recover any of those costs that were fraudulently obtained by those contractors?
No, as I said, it's not a cost to the state.
But if there were shifts paid that weren't actually performed and there was work done and wages obtained fraudulently through ghost shifts or however you want to phrase it, then there was money taken from the government coffers, essentially, from the taxpayer.
No, these are fixed contract prices, fixed contracts. That is a matter for CYP.
So the labourers are not paid an hourly rate?
They are, but they're paid by the private company who enter
So
into
it's
the
not-
contract.
So we're
with the
saying
state.
it's a
essentially
fixed
not-
price with
The
the
state- the
state for the
state's-
project, and then the company has to manage its efficiencies
Okay.
through that, yes.
So there's no additional...
No.
There was no additional cost to the state whatsoever?
No, as the minister's confirmed, the Metro Tunnel TEI remains at $13.48 billion as reported in the budget.
Okay, so no variations. I just want to be crystal clear. No variations.
The TEI remains 13.48.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to write on that. In September 24, the senior CFMEU official, Joel Shackleton, was banned from entering construction sites after the Fair Work Commission rejected the union's plea that he keep his right of entry permits after he was charged with threatening to kill an owner of an Indigenous labour hire company. Minister, to the best of your knowledge, is this still the case?
Look, what I'd say on that, and I hate to sound like a broken record, Ms Benham, but we've made it clear we've got no room for that in terms of that kind of conduct on site, and I think we've demonstrated how seriously we take that through a range of different reforms that we're in the process of implementing as we speak, and the work that VITA do each and every day in supporting contractors to make referrals and to ensure that referrals are being appropriately handled by the appropriate agencies, you know, VicPol, IBAC, Fair Work Commission, Fair Work Ombudsman, and potentially others as well. As a point of pride in our Big Build agenda, we have had, I think, a nation-leading, and I'm pretty sure it'd stack up, social fulfilment agenda that has prioritised giving work to, among others, you know, Aboriginal businesses, Aboriginal workforce, but also people with a disability, you know, women, refugees and migrants, and this has been a significant part of our program to ensure that our Big Build agenda is being, and the benefits of it are being felt through as broadly through the community as they can be.
Minister, sorry, just in the interest of time, I haven't got long left. I just have another question. Have you received any correspondence suggesting that Mr Shackleton might still be influencing and dictating what Indigenous firms get to work on as far as Victorian construction sites go? And if so, what's being done about it?
There has been some recent correspondence received about a matter which I understand has been referred to VITA's Integrity Unit for investigation. It also appears that the matter may have been brought to the attention of the Fair Work Ombudsman as well as a part of that. In those circumstances, obviously those processes are removed from the Minister, rightly so. It wouldn't be appropriate for me to comment on those processes other than to say I'm aware that there have been allegations made and that they've been appropriately referred. That's exactly what we want to happen where these allegations are made, because they're serious and they deserve investigation.
Thank you, Minister. Just going back to the ghost shifts, the Age reported that the ghost shifts are practice where subcontractors file fake invoices or worker shifts that were never worked. Are you saying that that Age article on March the 7th is false?
Without knowing the exact content of the article you're referring to, there have been multiple allegations that we have referred around ghost shifting, some of which is not actual ghost shifting, which can occur in any industry, about people claiming extra time on their timesheets. The previous allegations have also been referred on Metro Tunnel to the appropriate regulators, including IBAC, and investigated.